Hello, welcome back to the channel. What I want to do in this video is something for brand new fresh players. I think we'll be getting a bit of an influx of fresh players when Grim Dawn comes out for Xbox in a week or two or three. So what I want to do is create a new character with nothing, no saved stuff at all, and go into the game new, run around the starter area, giving a completely, it's full of spoilers. It's going to show you where everything is. It's going to show you where to go, where not to go, because you can't go there yet, and where all the weapons are. Decent weapons, rare weapons, green weapons, rare quality, that always or mostly drop. There's some that are always there and some that drop from specific enemies, not all the time, some of the time. I'll go through all this stuff, explain it all as I'm going, hopefully not bore you to death. Anyone who's played the game anyone who's played several characters through will know most of this, who'll have encountered it. Just simply exploring everywhere, you'll find all this stuff. But you won't necessarily have seen everything at the same time. And if you're a brand new player going in, you won't have a clue. But if you want to slightly spoil the experience or enhance it, depending on your perspective, watch this, see where everything is, and then when you go in you can find stuff and go, oh yeah, there's that gun he was talking about. So what I'm going to do is create a new character, just any, it doesn't matter. I'll call her Sid. There she is. I'm going in normal difficulty, main campaign, single player. I'm going to skip through this. I recommend watching that cutscene, it's really good. Right, so this guy, this is quite important. Talk to this guy, he'll give you the first quest. Now, unlike most of the quest givers in this game, you've never got to return to him. All he's going to do is send you to see the actual first quest giver. Now, what I'll show you down here is somewhere you can't go yet. Later on in the game, you're going to cross this bridge into what is called Act 2. To get across there, you need 6 scrap, which are items that you find in the game world or that drop from enemies or whatever. 3,000 iron. Iron is your currency. I've got 0 at the moment. You can go across here at any time. This isn't restricted by quest, it's just restricted by you having to scrap the money and the desire to go into a slightly higher level area. You come back there later. Don't even bother trying to get there now, there's no point. Similarly, if you go down here, there's another bridge. You don't even have the option to repair this one yet, but you will later. Don't worry about it for now. Don't worry about it for 20, 30, 40 levels. This guy will give you a quest later on. He's got nothing to say at the moment. Blokes on the gate, they've got nothing to say. He's a quest giver who's got nothing to say at the moment. Ultimate aim of completing the first quest is to get into prison. Slightly ironic, but that's what you want to do, because within the prison area there is your stash, there are several quest givers, there is the NPC that allows you to reset your skill points and other points called devotion points, which I won't cover in this video. That's not the point. The point is just to show you where stuff is. Here's the guy that gives you the first quest.
The bodies of you will need to fight.
So you talk to him and he gives you the first quest. There's a chap in this room here that you can only get in that way. It took me ages first time I played the game to even figure out how to get in there. He'll give you a quest later on. These fools are fighting, we'll get rid of him. Right, if you stand here and rotate the screen, now this is arguably a glitch, but they've left it in to entertain future players. That crudely scrawled note is up there. If you read... Right. These Muppets need to shut up. Right, your shouting and fighting is interrupting my brilliant commentary here, guys. Right, if you read that, it will give you 50 XP. You need... Come on, hover over the... Right. You need 69 XP to level up to level 2. That thing will give you 50 if you read it. Now, the glitch I'm talking about, if you click on it, you'll pick it up. They could have fixed that, but they never did, and I think that's deliberate, because it would have been really easy to move it to a point where you couldn't get at it. If you read that, you get 50 XP, you can see it's massively helped. So do that. You're not cheating, it's there, it's in the game, use it. This body's always here, mostly always here. If you search them, you'll get some stuff. That's new gloves. Now what's interesting about this is because I don't have gloves equipped, if I pick that up it'll equip them straight away. So if you haven't got an item in an armour slot and you pick something up, it will equip it even if you don't want that particular thing. I mean, it's better than nothing. So if you pick boots up, it doesn't matter whether they're garbage, you put them on automatically and you'll be happy with that. Right, let's get the map up. M gets the map up. I don't know what it's going to be on the Xbox, probably going to be an option button somewhere. So these are all the people I've been talking to and looking at. Right, let's go back and look at that rift, I forgot to mention that. This purple thing here is a rift. These are your waypoints for teleporting around the map. Can't click on, well I can click on it at the moment, I can't go to any of the others. So as you move along and go past these things, they become active. What you can also do is you can put your own rift down. There's two ways of doing this. I'll just show you the first, well both of them. If you press the, right, that didn't, let's go somewhere where we can actually see the damn thing. Right, there it is. So you can click this button down here, that says my Rift Traveler's L, or I use the L button. If you click on that now, you can then transport to this thing. Here we are, click on that and you can go back to the one you just put down. And it stays there. The other way of doing this, let's just kill a few of these idiots and I'll show you the other way of doing it. Right, I'm level 2, doesn't matter. They're going to interrupt me. Right, let's shut them up. Oh, come on then. You want it as well, do you? Right. If you hit M, don't know what the map button is going to be on the Xbox. Could be anything. Right, you get the map up. If you get the map up, now I haven't put a transporty thing down, but I can go to that. And what that'll do is it'll transport me there and it will put the thing down where I just teleported from. Fantastic, just get used to doing that, it's really helpful. And if you're not playing in hardcore, it's a good idea to drop these things every now and again, and if you die you can transport back to it. It won't disappear if you die. Maybe I should show you that. I can't be bothered. Just trust me, if you die that does not disappear, so you can always teleport back to somewhere where you put one of those down. Let's get some gear. Now you notice the zombies weren't dropping anything. That's because they're dead people. Dead people don't need possessions. Right, so you run through this first house here. Look at the map up. So we came up this path, we turned left, we ran through this house. You can go round it either way, it doesn't matter. That's not the house you're interested in. This one up here is the house you're interested in. The second house on the left. And you go in here. You can go in through that door or you can run around this side. It doesn't really matter. Kill the bad guys. Right. Now there are, in this area around Devil's Crossing, there are 3 weapons. There is a single-handed ranged weapon, a pistol, on this body. There's a single-handed melee axe on a house a little bit to the north and the east, I'll show you in a minute. And there's a 2-handed greatsword, another melee weapon. So if you search this guy, ignore that's random. The thing that always drops is this gun, Francis's gun. That always drops here, and it always drops in once in every game session. So if I was to pick this up and then quit the game and then come back in and then search this body, it would drop again. So if you want 2 guns, that's the easiest way to get 2 guns. Let's just equip that. I'm going to read this note, watch my XP rocket up. There you go. Now I'm level 2. I'm going to choose a mastery just to demonstrate something later on, not because it matters. I just personal preference, move with the left mouse and shoot with the right. Personal preference, you don't have to do this. I will just pick soldier because it's the top one. There's no reason for this. I'll put 1 point in it and quit out. It's just so I can show you something later on. Right, let's go and get the 2-handed melee weapon. So if you look at the map, that's the house where the gun is. So you come out of Devil's Crossing, you don't go in the first house, you go in the second house, this one here, and that's where the gun is every time. Right. Let's run around here and hope the paths aren't blocked. The paths are randomly blocked. You might run up here and find that you can't go up here because there's rocks in the way or a fire or something. But today I'm safe. If you notice this thing, right, down here you'll see something shimmering on the ground. Okay, that means you can search that. There's scrap. Scrap, that's the stuff that you need to repair the bridge. It's also stuff you need for a very early quest, so don't go selling it or anything, just keep it. There's a marked rock. You can search the marked rock and get stuff. The marked rock is random, it's not always there. You'll see them all around the place. Now this house here, right, so that's where we came from. That's the house with the gun in it, and here is the house with the two-handed melee weapon in it. On this body, Hevel's greatsword. Right, equipping stuff is easy. I've now got a greatsword. Now we'll go and find the one-handed. Actually, show you this bit of hidden. There's a path down here. If you look on the map, okay. If you look on the map, it doesn't show up. This is a hidden path. It's part of a hidden quest called the hidden path or the hidden something. You need to come back here later on in life when you've got dynamite, which you won't get for quite a while if you follow the progress of the game normally. Dynamite only starts to drop in the area on the other side of that bridge that we haven't repaired yet, so don't worry about it. If you notice these things are high level, he's 24 or something, so if I went in there now he just one-shot me anyway. So you can come back and do that quest later when you've got some dynamite. It's down the side of this house, so you go in the house where the two-handed melee weapon is. The next house up has got the hidden path thingy going down the side. Now we're going to find the one-handed melee weapon before we get into any big fights. This house here has the one-handed melee weapon in it. I missed. That was quite good. Look at them fly. Die zombie. Right. So there's the gun house, there's the two-handed melee house, there's the hidden path quest house, and this house has got the one-handed. Right. Same as with the gun and with this. These things always drop from those dead bodies once per game session. So like I said, if you quit out and go back in, you'll get it again. So if you wanted to play Nightblade and dual wield melee weapons, you could pick two of those up. If you want to go Inquisitor and immediately dual wield guns, pick two of them up by resetting, by going out to the main menu and coming back in again, and that they'll be there. Right, now next up, this boss might let me down. There's a boss under this tree who drops a different type of one-handed melee weapon, which does a bunch of bleeding damage and buffs a shaman skill. So if you cross your fingers, he'll drop it, but knowing my luck, he won't, and I'll have to re-record it. Right. Yeah, he's dropped it. I love it when things go right. Okay, he's always there. Hang on, let's just shut this guy up. Right, he always spawns there. He'll spawn there every game session. What we're looking at for that is this thing here, Barog's Bloody Arm. Now, there's all sorts of different types of weapons and items and whatever in this game. What you get from some bosses like him and other champion elite kind of enemies is what is called a monster infrequent. Barog's Bloody Arm is a monster infrequent. What it means is it's a specific item that will only drop from one enemy type. Sometimes it will drop from more than one, so you can have a particular type of enemy which you encounter all over the place. Or you can have a boss like this guy who you only ever encounter here. So the only way you can get a Barog's Bloody Arm is from this guy. And he's also dropped a whole bunch of other stuff. So Barog's Bloody Arm is this thing here. Rare one-handed mace. Doesn't actually tell you on there that it's a monster infrequent item, but the mod that I've got, well, it's not a mod, I've got a text file running that changes the colours of items that drop. That's a slightly different green. Hevel's greatsword is just a rare item, so it's green. Barog's Bloody Arm is a funny colour green because it's a monster infrequent item, and I can't use it yet because it needs physique 62. However, now I can use it, just for the sake of having it. Right, let's go and find some more stuff. One thing you'll notice with that is there are some buffs to savagery, tenacity of the boar. Those are shaman skills. Because I'm not a shaman, they're greyed out. If I was a shaman, they wouldn't be greyed out. But they don't do anything until you put at least 1 point into... So if I put 1 point into the savagery skill, then it would add 2 to it. It doesn't just give you 2 points to it, you have to have at least 1 point in the skill for that to do anything. Right, go away. I missed a law note. As I'm trying to show you everything, I'll go back and get it. Right, see that purple thing up on that, this plinth thingy with a book on it? When you see those things in the game world, it means that there's a book to pick up. However, it will still glow purple even after you pick the book up and read it. So you can't just keep going back and get more of them. You can only read each law note once. There you go, 25 XP. And there's 2 more up here. These law notes are always there. They just, once you've read them, they won't respawn. If you don't read them, they'll keep respawning. So if I didn't pick these up, next time I came in, they'd still be there. What I recommend is actually read them. Some of them are very interesting, and some of them will give you hints and tips about various things in the game. Right. What I'll do now is just retrace my steps a little bit. Right, so we've mostly... There you go, that's the hidden thing. We've mostly explored the area between Devil's Crossing and the little bridge out of town that takes you to where the first quest is. Remember, the gun was there, the two-handed melee was there, the hidden path location was there, and the one-handed melee thing was there, and the guy under the tree, there's his tree, the guy under the tree that dropped the weapon that I'm currently using was there. It's just one thing that I didn't cover. There is a boat, not that boat. That boat's crashed and wrecked and you can't use it. However, down here, not there. Right, I'll show you where we are. So if you were to come out of Devil's Crossing and immediately turn left, right here, this boat you can use. And this boat will take you to a location, a request that you won't get until you have raised your reputation with Devil's Crossing to honoured. I'm not going to cover this stuff in this video, but you've got to go through friendly, respected, and then you get to honoured. Once you get to honoured, the quest will be available. You can still take the boat, but you can't really do much on this island. Apart from pick up a law note and get some XP if you don't die. There's a marked rock. Right, what I'm going to do... These idiots are quite strong, so I'm going to equip some better gear. I'm going to equip a better coat, and that's it. Whatever. Right, quite a few things to show you around here. Anything that looks like a barrel or a box that highlights purple when you hover over it, you can break that. And sometimes there's stuff in there, sometimes there isn't. That body you can search because he's glowing purple. Oh goody, I got a belt. Right, what you'll see here, certain types of these snake things, the shamany ones, that one that was chucking cold balls of ice at me, they got a random chance to drop this. This is a quest item, it tells you it's a quest item. Until you cash the quest in, these things will keep dropping. So you have the quest in normal, elite and ultimate. If you've got a whole load of these in your inventory, you can cash the quest in whatever difficulty you're in. You don't have to use ones that drop in elite to complete the quest in elite. For now, just pick it up. Takes up one slot and they stack. I don't know what the cap is on stacking. I've had loads in there and I've never run out of space. Right, now what we've done is we've come up here. This is Hargate's Isle. I've just worked my way around. It's a circular thing, so you can go either way. And in here, sorry about that, there's another one of these things. Now this book gives you a lot more XP. It gives you 150 to level me up again, so it's worth coming here to grab that. So what we can do now, I'll hit my map button and I'll teleport back to Devil's Crossing. Safe walking back. This guy I didn't mention earlier, he's a shopkeeper.
See anything you like?
Right. He sells melee weapons, guns, armour, rings, necklaces, components. I'm not going to go on and on about components. Components can be added to, well, they'll tell you what they can be added to. That can be used in shields, caster offhands, rings, head and chest armour. And that thing can be used in shields. They drop in the game world quite frequently. I've already got a few. Got a cold one, a fire one of those things that buffs your attributes, and a poisony one. I'll show you that in a minute. For now I'm just going to sell this stuff. Right, that's your buyback screen. If you hover over any of this stuff, it says you can get it back for the original sale value. If you close this down and go wandering around and come back, you have to buy it back for the real amount, which isn't good if you sold something by mistake.
Iron well spent.
Money well spent, indeed. Right, I can't go anywhere. If I click on that, I'll go back to Hargate's Isle. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is run through the area I've previously cleared. Let's leave the map up just to see where I'm going. We've pretty much done everything here that we can. Here's an example of a randomly blocked road. This fire here, that's not always there. So we've picked up a bunch of lore notes, found 3 weapons, 4 if you count the one that guy dropped from his arm. Right, so that's the tree where he was. So we got the 2 notes out of that building there. I'm going to head. That's not always blocked. Sometimes you can go straight across that bridge. If you can't, just come round this way. There's not a lot in this area. There's just some bad guys to kill, but there is a quest. It's not mentioned. You don't know it's a quest until you meet a person who's hiding in a house. But what I'm going to do before I go over there, over to the west to rescue him, I'm going to unlock this rift gate up here. Right. Unlocked rift gates that you can't use show as green. When you walk close enough to one, it turns purple. And what you can do now is you can waypoint between them. Fantastic. So now you don't have to walk all that way again. I'll just come back and do this quest I was talking about. There's a chappie over here in a house hiding from the undead and the killer bugs. Always a good idea, good lifestyle choice. He's in here. There's always one. Oh, there's always 63. He's always here until you rescue him. You talk to him, say all the positive things until you get to the option to see you back at Devil's Crossing, and then he'll zap away. Now he's inside the prison, so you can't rescue him yet. You've got to open the prison before you can, sorry, not rescue him. You've just rescued him. You can't talk to him to cash your quest in until you open the prison. This is Burial Hill. There are a few ways to get to the entrance. I'm just going to go this way because I want to show you this stuff up here. A load of zombies will spawn out of the ground sometimes there. And some... oh, they're spawning there instead, that's okay. Right, I automatically picked that ether crystal up. That's that thing there. Now, if you hover over that, it doesn't tell you what it is. You can split the stack, but it doesn't tell you. This, it's optionally is a quest item sometimes, and it's also used in the creation of items once you unlock the blacksmith. And there are other things you can use it for, such as restoring shrines. That's a particularly wonderful rabbit hole to go down, which I'll briefly cover. I do have a video about devotion points, which you should check out. I'll link it in this video description. Right, I want to talk zombies. Just leave me alone so I can talk a minute. Right. Get into the habit of searching bodies and kicking things. Now you can smash gravestones, but you don't get any benefit from doing that, apart from it does look quite cool. Right, there's the entrance to Burial Hill that I'm working my way around to. You've got to go around the top. Collect as many ether crystals as you can. Look at that bunch of idiots. What you can see there is this does bleeding damage, so it means when you hit things, they continue to take damage after you hit them. Watch this now. See his health going down. Right, so now we've come into the Burial Cave, which is the quest location of the first quest, and completing this will open the prison. Now down there's a couple of ether crystals and that ruined shrine. Now what the ruined shrine will give you is devotion points. I'm not going to go into this, like I said, I've got a video about this, but the devotion screen is this, and it is a way of adding additional skills, attributes, resistances, whatever you want, to your character, independent of whatever masteries you choose. As you can see here, points unlocked 0 out of 55. So you can only have a maximum of 55, and there's your first one down there. I'm going to avoid the boss for now and just go and grab that shrine. Right, so what happened there was I clicked on that ruined shrine and it said it needed 1 ether crystal to restore it. One of those. So I just clicked yeah, go. Now what will happen with these shrines is if you have the required item in your stash, it will take it from there. If you have the required item in the shared stash, it will take it from there. If you have it in your inventory, it'll take it from there. Some of the shrines need items like that to restore them. Others are mini battles. So when you click on it, it'll say fight the monsters, restore the shrine. You click on the OK button and you fight the monsters and restore the shrine. I now have 1 devotion point. I can start off by putting it in any one of these nodes. For now, I'll give myself offensive ability, so I hit a bit harder. By putting 1 point into that, I now am able to collect further devotion points and put them into any of those. And these things have their own completion bonuses, which means you can work your way around that devotion screen, allocating points as you like, within the constraints of points available. Okay, oh right. So this boss is the target of the first quest. I'm just going to hammer away at him and then take health potions as and when I need to. I have 8 of them by the look of it. Should be plenty. Right, that boss has a small percentage chance to drop quite a decent caster offhand item. Looks like a green skull. Shame you didn't drop it that time, but if you come back and farm him, you'll get it eventually. If you need it, if you think you need it. Right, I've got some better trousers. And a crossbow that I can't use because I lack the required cunning. Right. So I haven't been putting any points into Soldier. I just picked him because I want to show you something when I go back to town. So I could go back to town from here, or I could run on and unlock the next waypoint. But let's go back to town, because we've always got that one, so you've never got to do that run again if you don't want to. Okay, because I've completed the quest giver now has a question mark over his head instead of an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark means he's going to give me a quest, which you'll see in a minute. Question mark means I've completed it. So I talked to him.
Attacks of a creature. I need some time to plan it.
Right, now what he said, he has said to me, go and talk to people around town. And you'll see there's stars now on the map of where he wants me to talk to people. So I'll talk to this chap first, he'll give me a quest. I'll talk to Barnabas out here, he'll give me a quest to collect 4 or 5 scrap. I should know by now, but I don't.
We must have done quite a service with search through.
Right. So I've got 2. He wants 5. It says it in the quest notes. Now this chap in here, this is why, right, before we talk to him, I've got 14 skill points available. I'll talk to him.
Welcome to my workshop. Rift gates, yes. The ethereal. You don't remember anything,
Right.
do you?
He's asking for ether crystals.
Taken some
You've got 2 options. You can ask him where to find them, but because you've already found them, you can say ether crystals like these.
Excellent. These will do perfect.
I feel stronger.
Very
Right.
good. I'm sure a little more ether in your system won't do you this. We've been so. I have to.
Okay, so that quest gave me 250 XP and 1 skill point. So I've now got 15, whereas I previously had 14. This chap here on the gate, he now has an exclamation mark because I completed the first quest. Talking to him, opens the gate. Right, I'll give you a quick tour of the inside of the prison, going clockwise, just about. There's a bounty table. Bounty table will give you quests, specifically Devil's Crossing quests, to raise your reputation with Devil's Crossing. But you can't take quests from here until you've got a respected reputation. That's that one there. So you've got to become friendly and then respected, and then you can start doing bounty quests for them. Here's the stash.
Safe storage, no questions.
I've got nothing, and there's nothing in shared stash because it's a new character. I'd recommend dumping all your components in the shared stash using that button there. Move components from the inventory to the currently open stash page. And anything you think you might want to use on this character, I don't know, stick in your personal stash. It's just a recommendation. How you use it is entirely up to you. That lady there, she will give us a quest when we reach friendly reputation at Devil's Crossing. There's no quest there yet. Talking to her, she'll just give you a bit of an angry stare. This is the NPC that will reset your skill points and your devotion points.
Greetings, child. I am.
Should also give you some XP. Right. So the first time you talk to her, she's got the exclamation mark. Now she's got a book over her head. I think it's a book. It's a skill reset book guide.
Let me clear your mind of regrets.
So she wants to clear my mind of regrets. What I can't do, actually.
Safe journey.
Okay. So say as a soldier I put a whole bunch of points into cadence, and then I thought, I don't want to use cadence, I want to use force wave, but I've used all my skill points up. What am I going to do? Talk to her.
Troubles you.
Right. Iron bits cost 25. So I've got 2,000 just from running around a bit. It's going to cost me 25 to undo this. You just... There. It didn't go up. I think it goes up eventually, but it's never going to be cripplingly expensive. And if you regret doing that, you can undo it, you'll get all the points back and you'll get your money back. So you can take the points away and put them back as much as you want.
Farewell.
So now I can put those points into force wave instead of cadence. Now devotion point, I put a point into offensive ability. If I didn't want to do that, I can just click on it and it will go.
Safe journey.
And I've got it back, and I can put it wherever I want, just like that. Remember where she is, she's useful. This guy over here is just, he just talks to you, he doesn't do anything. This lady gives you a quest. This guy is a bad guy. Later on, if you pick up a particular item, you can come back and you could say, I found out that you're a bad guy. And he'll either bargain with you to give you some information and some bits and pieces, or you can turn him hostile and fight him. This is the faction shop. When you raise reputation, you'll get a discount. That's faction discount 0 at the moment because I'm only tolerated. Once I'm friendly, that will go up to, I think it's 5%, and I think respected it's 8, and then it carries on getting better and better. Anything that you want to buy from him, you have to be either respected, honoured, or revered. And these items also have level and attribute restrictions on them, the same as any other items. Blueprints. A blueprint is something that you buy once, you consume it. It's like you consume it like a health potion, and what it does is it will record the ability to craft that item for any character you create within, say this is in softcore. When you're in softcore, all the blueprints are shared across all characters in softcore. In hardcore it's totally different. Like the stash is different in hardcore, the whole thing's different. So when you read this, you'll be able to craft stuff, but you won't be able to craft stuff until you rescue the blacksmith. And when you rescue the blacksmith, he will be standing here once you rescued him. And you go and click on him and say, I want to create something, and you can create it. Now, do you remember when we went across this bridge and we went left and we rescued the guy in that house just after we unlocked the rift gate. That's him there. That's the guy you rescued. Talking to him gives you some money, some faction reputation, which is always a good thing, and some scrap. We now have 3 scrap. So let's try and get 5. Minor apology, I did have to quit the game and restart. But I'll get back to what I was doing, which was collecting scrap. So we'll take this rift to the lower crossing one. You can see because I've reset the game, I had to quit and restart, my personal rifts disappeared. So we'll use this one. It's okay because I can use this as an opportunity to show you the alternative route to the old dump. I'm also going to switch back to a two-handed weapon, do a bit more damage. The alternative route's down this way. You can see this is where we previously exited the burial cave. So you can go in that way. That was where we looped round the top. When the first time round, so we come out. I want to head over here. I want to search for scrap. I've got 4, I just need another 1. Hopefully there's some here. Nope. Come on, scrap. I just want 1 piece. It's always the way. You want 1 piece of scrap, you're not going to have to have it. I'm joking, it's everywhere. I'm just chopping unlucky with stuff. There's some over there, right. Right, so it says collect scrap for Barnabas 5 out of 5, so I've done that. So what I'll do, I'll open the map. Look at the main map. Click on that rift and transport down here. So this quest, Barnabas is this guy down here. He now has a question mark over his head. I have 5 pieces of scrap. I can talk to him.
Did you get the scrap?
Did you get the scrap? Will this suffice?
I'll get the good news is I got the water pumping again.
Gives me some money.
Since I've cleared out this
me
key,
another
you'll
quest.
open the cell.
To go and kill a boss. It's like a second boss fight. Burial Cave's the first one, here's the second one. As you can see, well, you might not have noticed, now he's got a star over his head, and there's a new star that's appeared there. Prison cellar access for this quest. So you have to go in here, and click on this to open it, and then click on it again a couple of times. Sometimes the first click doesn't work. Excuse me while I drink some coffee. You can explore all this stuff down here. There's one minor hidden area behind a wall. There's always a good crate of gear in there. I'll show you that in a sec. Kill these spiky doggies that sometimes spawn here. There's usually a second group up the top, but not today. Oh, they're a bit further up. What I'm going to do actually is sort out this. This will give me a perma spam force wave at the expense of a bit of energy and some diminished damage, but it means I'll be able to rush through this area a bit quicker, get a little bit less tedious for people watching. Always a good idea with your videos, make them less tedious for people to watch. Now I'll just kill these and then I'll show you the minor hidden area with the chest. They're all dead eventually. Oh, no, there's nobody to interrupt me for a few seconds. We'll pick this stuff up. Okay, so on the map you can see there's the star showing you've got to go down through this door. That's where you've got to head. You've got to loop around and go down there. Before you go down there, you come over here to what looks like a dead end on the map. Look at the main map up and zoom in. So this is where you came in, and I just walked around here, went down those stairs. There's a dead end on the map there, and if you walk up to it, you can see there's a glowing purple door that you can smash and walk through. There's some rubbish here. Now the first time you come in here, you have a decent sized chest. Watch all the loot spew out of this. There you go.
My inventory can't carry
Full.
anymore.
We'll sort that out in a minute. What I'll do for now is dump a load of white gear. Common gear, whatever you want to call it. I'll actually turn that off in my loot filter. I'll turn common off, so the white stuff doesn't show on the floor. We'll pick up the green stuff and the yellow stuff. Ooh, green shoulders, lovely. I'll have some of that. Drop the white one. Is that better than what I've got? Pretty much. Let's get rid of all this other white stuff. Okay. Also, what I should have done is I should have used components. It's a good idea to whack components on. There's some armour, extra armour, poison damage, poison bomb. Actually, I'll use that one. I can show you that. So I've got a skill now from that component. I've got a poison bomb. I can chuck it, and the weapon will do poison damage as well now. The rest of this quest is really just a rush through to the heart of darkness to kill the boss, grab the shrine that's right next to him. So I'll shut up and I'll run through as quickly as I can, and that'll be it. What you can see here is there's the target boss, and there's a ruined shrine. So we kill him and we sort the shrine out. If you're lucky, you'll drop a monster infrequent ring. There it is. So he's done. Quest's complete apart from cashing it in. Another shrine that requires an ether crystal. And you could explore the rest of this area, but that's everything you need to do in here. There's nothing else apart from a few more enemies to kill. So one last thing to do, we'll talk to Barnabas, hand the quest in. And what we'll get is we'll get another inventory bag over here. As part of the quest
clearing out
reward.
those slips. Well done.
There it is, inventory bag, Devil's Crossing wrap, and some XP. So now we've got some more inventory space. You'll get another 4 throughout the course of the game for completing various quests. One last thing to do, sell some gear.
left of my wares.
So any rubbish you're lugging around that you don't want, sell it to this guy. And that's it, that's pretty much everything you can do around this area in the first hour or so of running about. I hope that was useful. Thanks very much for watching, and see you again soon.